Good morning, you've reached AMC, how can I help?
Hey there, it's me, Scotty G. It's me, Angela Kang.
Oh, hi Angela, you sound a bit strange. Are you feeling okay?
I think I might be coming down with something. I might have a bit of corona.
Oh no, Angela. Well, we all hope you get better soon. How can I help you?
Well, I've just had this genius idea. I think we should make an extra 6 episodes of The Walking Dead and add them on to the end of season 10.
Oh, really? I mean, are you sure that's wise given the current situation going on in the world?
Oh, don't worry about that. Every episode will focus on only 1 or 2 characters each, therefore limiting the risk of spreading corona.
But won't fans get frustrated at only seeing 1 or 2 characters per episode?
Maybe, but quite frankly, I don't care.
Okay.
Look, buddy, everyone has loved what I've done on The Walking Dead since I became showrunner. Personally, I think that Scott Gimple's amazing seasons 7 and 8 were far better, and he is also much more attractive than me. But anyway, going back to my point, is that I have a great track record, so I think you should trust me.
Well, I suppose, Angela, you do make a solid argument, so you know what? Fine. We'll give you the extra 6 episodes.
Okay then, thank you so much. Goodbye.
My plan to destroy Angela Kang's reputation begins. Now all I need to do is write 6 scripts for episodes that go absolutely nowhere. Then when everyone hates The Walking Dead 10C, AMC will be begging me to come back as the showrunner in the final season. It's a genius plan.
Hello everyone and welcome. In this video I'll be sharing my thoughts on The Walking Dead Season 10 Episode 21. As is the norm with all my videos, I won't be holding back on any spoilers, so please do keep that in mind. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin. I've seen some people describe this episode online as the worst episode of The Walking Dead ever. And you know what? I'm kind of inclined to agree with that. I found this episode to be tedious. I thought it was a complete waste of time. It was filler for the sake of filler. I don't think this episode should have been made. Yeah, and I just really disliked it. So before I start going into the reasons as to why I didn't like this episode, there's something that I feel I need to clarify and something that I need to say first before we move on to that, because I feel it's quite important. So I've seen a lot of people jump to the defense of these Season 10C episodes by saying things such as, oh, well, you know, you knew these episodes were going to be like that because of COVID, or they're saying things like, oh, well, these are only bonus episodes, what did you expect? We knew the plot wasn't going to advance forward. And, you know, I've seen some people say as well, you should be grateful we're getting any of The Walking Dead. And it's almost like the people who are making these arguments are almost saying that you're not able to criticise 10C. It's almost as if they're saying, oh no, you can't say anything bad about 10C because you should be thankful we get episodes anyway. And it's like, for some reason, people think that just because these episodes were filmed during COVID, we're not allowed to say anything bad about them. We just have to go, well, it's filmed during COVID, you know, we should be grateful we've got them anyway. But I don't see it like that. Like, if an episode's bad, I'm going to say it's bad, okay? I don't think that using COVID as an excuse, you know, I don't think that excuses bad writing and just pointless episodes, in my opinion. I mean, Fear the Walking Dead Season 6A was filmed under similar circumstances, and I think that is brilliant. I think that's a really good half season of the show. I really enjoyed that, and I'm looking forward to Fear the Walking Dead resuming again. So I don't think you have an excuse, you know, I don't think you can just say, oh, well, The Walking Dead's been subpar because of COVID, so let's just let it slide because we should be grateful for the episodes anyway. I don't think you can say that, okay? I mean, if you did genuinely enjoy these episodes, if you have so far, you know, good for you. But I don't think you should be sort of attacking anyone who criticises the show by going, oh, you can't say that because of COVID, it was hard for them to film, blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, I know that, I appreciate that. But if the episode's bad, it's bad. It doesn't matter. So that's just my thoughts about it. I just thought I'd get that out of the way first because I am getting frustrated by people who keep defending these episodes by using these, you know, this kind of reasoning, which I just don't think you should, really. So there you go. So anyway, this episode itself focuses once again on Carol and Daryl, with both of them spending the episode just doing menial, boring, mundane tasks. I mean, I'll start with Carol first. Carol returns to Alexandria. She wants to make a soup, so she's going around collecting weeds and odd sorts and whatever she can find, basically. Jerry tells her about a rat, so she makes a rat trap. She captures the rat, but then for some dumb reason she lifts the rat trap out and the rat, of course, just runs away. And it was kind of weird seeing Carol scream at the sight of the rat, because, you know, she's this character who isn't really scared of anything. I know a lot of people are scared of rodents, but it was still weird to see Carol, who can, you know, kill walkers with ease, you know, be terrified of a rat. But anyway, the rat escapes, and then she starts chasing the rat around the house, and she can't find the rat, and then she starts going kind of crazy and knocking down the walls and ripping the walls apart, like when Chuck was destroying his house in Better Call Saul. And then the next day, Jerry is outside the garage door, and she opens the door, and the rat runs out, and it runs free. And that's about all Carol does this episode. She just tries to cook soup and chases a rat. I mean, I can just imagine Melissa McBride's face when she saw the script and, you know, she realised that she would be talking to herself in a house chasing a rat for 30 minutes of the episode. I mean, it's just bizarre. Oh, Melissa, remember when you arrived at the start of season 5 and blew up Terminus? Well, have I got something brilliant for you this episode? You're going to chase a rat and make some soup. I bet you can't wait. I just don't understand who thought this was a good idea, and I can't understand why the script for this episode got green-lighted at all. I really can't. And Daryl's part in this episode is arguably even worse. So he goes out to the woods to hunt for more supplies. His bike breaks down, so he has to look for some more bike parts. He gets under a car and pulls some wires and bits or whatever from this car, and then he fixes his bike, and then he returns to Alexandria, and that's about all Daryl does this episode. So we've got an episode about someone catching a rat and making soup, and someone fixing their bike. It goes without saying that the plot in this episode goes absolutely nowhere. You can skip this episode and you won't miss anything at all. I mean, I know some people may think it's a bit harsh to say that this is the worst episode ever when Swear is normally regarded as the worst episode of the series, but as bad as Swear was, at least that introduced us to Oceanside, who would actually become important to the plot going on. I can't say anything during this episode will have any relevance going forward. It just seemed like a giant waste of time. I wouldn't even say that this episode teaches us anything new about Carol and Daryl, because, I mean, come the end of the episode, we don't learn anything new about them. I mean, Carol is still acting manically. She's still, you know, acting a bit unhinged, and she's still struggling with her mental health, and she's obviously still struggling with what happened after the Whisperers, and, you know, struggling with her losing Ezekiel, losing her family. And come the end of the episode, Daryl and her still aren't friends, really. They're still not talking again, you know, still not how they were previously, but that's been the status quo for a while now. You know, I mean, nothing's changed in terms of Daryl and Carol's relationship since the last time we saw them. Nothing's changed with Carol's mental state since we've seen her, you know, she's pretty much been like this all season. So I wouldn't even say we learned anything new about either character. I mean, the only thing that I did learn was that Carol was told some dumbass story about making rock soup when she was in school or something. That's all I learned. I didn't learn anything new. So you can't even say that this developed the characters. You know, you can't even say that this was a good character development episode, because it does nothing that we don't already know about these characters. I just can't understand how this episode came to be. It's like the writers didn't know what to write about, so just made up anything. I mean, they should have just got rid of this episode. Just made 10C 5 episodes. Just get rid of this. It is not needed at all, you know? I mean, did we really need another episode about Carol and Daryl? I mean, there's so many other characters that they could have made an episode about. I mean, granted, I don't know where all the characters on The Walking Dead, where the actors are currently. They may be in certain places around the world, which means, you know, that their travel is restricted and they're not able to make it to the set. So maybe that's why there is another Carol and Daryl episode. Maybe they were the only ones available. I don't know. But if they weren't, then there's no excuse for making another episode about them. I mean, we could have had an episode about Rosita. We could have had an episode focusing on Lydia and Judith. We haven't seen them for a while. Could have had an episode about Magna and Kelly and Luke. I mean, maybe another episode where they went and searched for Connie. Or hell, we could have just had the episode where Connie was with Virgil. And then, you know, because there had only been 2 characters on that episode, it wouldn't have been like there'd be loads of people in it. We could have had that. Or what about Cindy and the rest of Oceanside? So yeah, I don't understand why this episode was made, to be honest, at all. I mean, I would have taken an episode about Bloody Scott over this. I mean, he's a character who's had like 6 lines in the entire series, but at least an episode on him, I would have felt like I'd learnt something new. I really don't think this episode should have been made, and I'm not sure about 10C at all, to be honest. I'm not sure it should have been made, really, because I just think it's damaging The Walking Dead's reputation. I think The Walking Dead, struggled with getting its reputation back after a very bad season 7 and 8, and it got its reputation back somewhat with season 9 and 10, and now it's just kind of made these 6 episodes which aren't really going nowhere. I mean, I can't speak for Here's Negan, and I did like one more, but I think overall this is just turning more people off the show, and you're boring your viewers, and that's not what you should be going into the final season. You should have people excited, not people just going, oh, I don't know if I can watch this anymore, I just can't be bothered. And that's what The Walking Dead is doing. It's turning more people off the show. So I don't get it. I mean, yeah, that's about all I want to say. There's not really more I want to say about this, because what else can you say about the show where someone chased a rat and fixed their bike? I just thought it was awful. So yeah, let me know your thoughts below. Do you agree with me, or did you actually like this? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.